Our next inductee is Robert Tam, General Manager at Taiho Pharma Canada. Presenting the award to Bob is Hall of Fame member Ross.
Hi everyone, I'm Ross Glover. I'm optimistically unemployed. I say that because the only difference as you get later in your career between retirement and employment is optimism. So I'm the ex-GM of Taiho Pharma Canada, and Bob is the new GM of Taiho Pharma Canada. And I couldn't be happier for Bob. It's great. It makes me think of right away things like, Lord of the Rings, or, Fast and Furious, or Avatar, any kind of situation where the sequel isn't quite as good as the original version. This is not a roast, so I'm not going to roast you, Bob. Bob and I have worked together across 3 companies, and I build teams like many of you, and when you find something that's just unbelievably great in a team, you might go to it again. So I've gone back to Bob more than once because there's nobody better at what he does in our country, in my opinion. And Bob has had many great successes on my team and made me look good many times. So thank you for that, Bob. I appreciate it. If you look at our executive team, Bob is the one who really makes us think about people. Like I said this morning, we have a lot of goals. We have a lot to do. We have a lot to build. We like programs. We love acronyms. We love giving a program an acronym and then spending money on it. It makes us feel good. But Bob would always say, well, how is this going to affect our customers? How is this going to affect our patients? How is this going to affect our internal sales reps? What are they going to think of this? And it always made us pause and back up a step or two because Bob really cares. And, he's shown that to me personally. I remember I was at a meeting in Dublin, Ireland, and my phone rings at 6 in the morning. I won't say if I was walking in or out of my hotel room at 6 in the morning. But there I was walking and the phone rings. So I pick it up, and it was Bob who wanted to give me some news on, something that was happening in our company that really would make a difference for us. And he knew I was worried about this, and he wanted to catch me before I started my day in Ireland so that I knew about this, and he knew it would make me feel good and happy, and that's Bob. He made sure to reach out and tell me when it mattered so that he could make a difference for me. He cares that much about me. So we're always, whenever we travel together, and we travel together a lot, it was always Bob at, whatever time, 1:30 in the morning when we're walking back to the hotel, and he'd be like, oh, look, I have some blackies here, come on, just one. Let's have a order. Hey, look, that tequila you're looking for. Come on, we do one shot, just one. So, Bob was always looking for a way to keep the collaboration going and to keep us together having fun, because he knew that mattered. So, really, Bob, the successes that you brought over the years are phenomenal. Bob's walked into my office and said things like, we're going to submit to P-Coder before we have an NOC. Can you do that? I didn't know you could do that. And he would always look for out-of-the-box things that could help our team, and we had great successes with those things. We're going to give this very expensive MS drug away free to patients once they've met their dose requirements, once they've had their dose for the duration of therapy. If they need more drug, we're going to give it to them for free. And we're going to tell the government that that's going to help us get this drug listed, and it definitely did. And finally, Bob left Taiho at one point, saying that my work's done here. It's going to be boring from now on. Everything's done. You guys are going to get a slam dunk yes on this drug from P-Coder. You don't need me anymore. I'm going to move on and work somewhere else. And I was like, really? Are you sure? Okay. If that's what you want. So once we got the negative, I was on the phone right away. I thought you said this one is a slam dunk. He says, well, you know, as a coder, you can't be sure. So Bob came back to the company, and I'm proud to say that he finished the job, and that job got approved across Canada this year for patients in need with colon cancer and gastric cancer. So excellent job, Bob. Again, you put attention where it matters and you really help people. So please help me to welcome Bob to the Healthcare Marketing Hall of Fame, a very well-deserved award for him. Bob, thank you.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you, Ross, for the very kind words, very generous words. I got so much I could say about Ross, but look, he's been roasted and toasted back in 2022 for his induction. But I will say this, thank you, Ross, for your friendship, for your mentorship, for your belief in me, and for always keeping things fun, lots of fun. So I'm going to start off with a story. At my first pharmaceutical company back in the mid to early 90s, and I had left government, and I thought I was this hotshot health economist. I was moving over to Bayer. I think there's a few Bayer people here, and it was my second day in the job. And as things would happen, it was take your kids to school, take your kids to work day. Anyway, I settled into my office. I'm like, I gotta find the washroom. So I go in the hallway, and I'm looking for the washroom. I bump into our head of finance, Sandra Trussell. You may remember her, Stewart. I go, excuse me, do you know where the washroom is? He goes, yeah, sit down, I'll turn it off and you'll find it there. And then she looked at me and she said, welcome to Bayer. Whose child are you? She thought I was there for juice boxes and gummy bears. And I was actually. But, the worst part about that story, I think, Ryan, you talked about it, it's for grade 9 students. I was 27 years old. So, look, little did I know, after 30 years in the industry, a number of different companies, it would bring me to this moment today. Thank you to the National Pharmaceutical Congress, the Canadian Healthcare Marketing Hall of Fame, Ms. Shannon and Joe Knott. Thank you for this honor. Congratulations also to the other inductees to the Hall of Fame, and it's a real pleasure to be in the Hall of Fame with a number of icons that we see along the wall here. Special acknowledgement and congratulations also. I know she's up next. Mona Sabarwal, congratulations to her. She's not here today, but we're going to hear about her also. She has been an icon also in the healthcare industry. And all the best to her for her healing and recovery. So I hope being in the Hall of Fame doesn't mean that my career is over. I mean, I feel like I still have a lot to do. And when I look back over the 30 years that I've been in this industry, I think about all the crazy stuff that we've been through as an industry. I remember in the mid-90s, reference-based pricing of the calcium channel blockers in BC. I remember therapeutic substitution of PPIs. Endless PMPRB modernization has been going on forever, at least I think 80 years. Bill 102, a significant piece of legislation. Really, really tough issues that we faced as an industry. But, they've been really tough issues. As an industry, I think we've really responded well. And what do we do best? We innovate. We challenge the norms. We improve, grow, develop new partnerships, new models. And so, I would encourage all of us continue to lead, to innovate, and to care. So along the way, I've had a number of mentors, and I've been very, very fortunate. There are a few that I do want to single out. First one was my boss at Bayer, Ben Fianza. So Ben and I had agreed to meet on a Monday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning at the Bayer offices over on Belfield Road, at least when it used to be on Belfield. 8 o'clock in the morning. So I get there, I drove in from Ottawa, I get there at 7:45. 7:45 in the van, 8 o'clock in the van, 8:15, 8:30, I'm still waiting in the lobby. 9 o'clock, Ben strolls in. Clearly he'd forgotten that we had an interview. So we met for the next hour. I swear to God, I guilted him into hiring me. I really did. I had an offer the next day by courier. And, that was the beginning for me of everything. Another person I was thinking of, Peter Brenders, he was my boss at Sanofi. I went into his office one day and said, Peter, we just signed the agreement for Lentrada. We did it in 175 days. The average is 180 days. We're right on the average. And Peter looked at me and goes, Bob, why do we want to be average? We need to be better than average. I can get average out on the street on Matheson Boulevard. We have to be better than average. And ever since then, that's really stuck with me. That's been one of my principles moving forward is, good is not good enough. We need to be better than that. So thank you, Peter, for that lesson. John Stu is another mentor of mine. I worked with him at BIC, Altana, and Nyquist. John was a very inclusive leader, and he solicited opinions on a very regular basis, very consistently. And John taught me that true leadership, I have to read this because I wrote it down and it sounded really good. John taught me that true leadership isn't just about making decisions, but about valuing the voices of the people around you. So one of his, call it mottos, was everyone has a say, but not everyone can get their way. And that stuck with me as well. His words remind me that the best decisions come from inclusive discussions that may not please everyone. So each of these mentors and colleagues felt the importance of leadership, resilience, keeping people and patients at the heart of everything that we do. And there's countless numbers that I would love to mention as well. Ross Glover, Julia Wilson, Mark Levone, Greg Martin, Andy Castini, Greg Gunn. There's a whole list of people that have shaped my career over the last 30 years. A huge thank you to my Tyho Pharma team, Peter Coyman's over there, our head of finance, Asta Dolly, head of medical, Mary Lisa Sheridan, head of commercial. You guys are the backbone of the company, you are the heart and soul of the company. Thank you for your support and your professionalism, and for always wanting to make us a better team. And of course, thank you to my friends and family. Thanks for putting up with all my stuff and for your support through all big and small moments. Thank you. I'm honored to see this award.